Should I wait to buy a house? Is it better to rent or buy? Are we in a housing bubble? Maybe I can time the market. Let's talk about all this stuff in a real world way, including some specifics to Denver. Hey everybody, I'm Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver, your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. All right, are you trying to figure out if you should rent, if you can buy, if renting is a great idea or not? Well, let's jump into the reasons why you, yes, absolutely should rent if you're moving to Denver. The first reason, you don't know where you want to live and you're new to the city. There are so many people who are looking to move to Denver and are gonna make the leap without ever having hardly even visited here. They may come sight unseen. Well, that makes it really hard to buy a home. You don't know where you wanna be. You're not sure what commutes are like. Maybe you're gonna take up mountain biking, but you don't know it yet. Maybe you like paddle boarding. Figuring out where you wanna be and the lifestyle you wanna have is a huge part of getting the most out of the city you're moving to. If you jump in and buy too soon, you may regret where you bought, and you have to stay in a home for at least a little while to get your investment out of it. Now, if you're a fast decision maker, you can always opt for an Airbnb and do a couple months at a time and jump right into the market after you've done your research. If you're a slow decision maker and you don't like a lot of risk, then you may be one of those people who needs to do a 6-month or a 1-year rental and figure things out. The second reason you'd be renting, well, you already bought a new construction home or you're planning on it. Those take about a year to build, so you're gonna be in a rental for quite a period of time. Most of the builders around here require that when you buy one of their homes, you don't have another home to sell. They'll let you sign the contract, but they're gonna make you sell your home within the first couple of weeks and months. That means you're gonna be renting somewhere. So if you're buying from out of state, are you gonna rent where you are, or are you gonna move to Denver and rent? I would highly encourage you, move to Denver and rent so you can check on your house, watch the progress, and enjoy the whole process of building. The third reason you'd rent, you're saving to buy a home. Buying a home does take money. It kind of falls right under that saying, it takes money to make money. Yep, that's home buying, but everyone needs a roof over their head. So if you don't own yours yet, you're gonna be renting one. The key is finding that smaller apartment on a tighter budget that lets you pocket all of that extra income so that you have a stash of it to put toward a home when you're ready. And let me just say right now, you don't need a 20% down payment to buy a home. The fourth category, you just like to rent. There are people who just love the rental lifestyle. They want to be right into downtown. They want all the amenities. Maybe they want a high-rise penthouse apartment, the doorman, the pool, the valet dry cleaning, all of those things. Some people are free spirits. They want the opportunity to be able to pick up and leave at a moment's notice. There are just some folks who love to rent. The financial trade-off, renters don't pay property taxes. They also can't get standard mortgage interest deductions either. Depending on your state's property taxes, it could be a fairly equal trade-off. If you fall in any of these categories, including the next one that I'm gonna share, I have a list of rental resources I would be so happy to share with you. It expands your horizons beyond your traditional search for rental properties. I don't, however, help people find rentals. There are a couple reasons for that, but I'm more than happy to be a sounding board, answer questions about a property that you might like, give you my insights on where it is it conveniently located to your new workplace or to an amenity you're interested in. You can email me and ask me for that rental resources list and I'll be happy to get that out to you. Another reason why you absolutely should rent if you're moving to Denver or any other city for that matter is if you're not planning to be there for very long. It takes time for you to recoup the investment in your home. So if you plan on picking up and moving on within 1 to 2, probably even 3 years, renting is gonna be your wiser option. There are the costs for movers, the maintenance of the home, the fee for selling your home, costs that come with preparing a home for sale. There's the money that many homeowners spend on making their new place feel like home, and then there are costs of a loan. Some of those things won't be recouped when you sell your home, so you really need to be in your investment for a couple of years, 3 or more ideally, to recoup that. Reason number 6 why you absolutely want to rent if you're moving to Denver, your budget is month to month. Homes require margin in your budget. So if you have no room for home repairs, you can't afford the slightly more expensive homeowner's insurance versus renter's insurance, you aren't able to save for a down payment, you don't have money for loan closing costs, you couldn't cover an HOA fee if you lived in a condo or a townhouse or a home that had one, then renting is still absolutely your strongest move. And the last reason why I think you would want to rent if you're moving to Denver, you absolutely, positively, hands down, believe the market is going to soften, flatten, or crash. I do not fall in this camp. I do not think we're in for a major correction or crash, but there are people who do feel very strongly about this, and that makes it unnerving, uncomfortable to get into the market with the demand and the intensity of bidding on homes the way it is right now. So if you fall into this camp, I would encourage you to just take a deep breath and rent for a little bit. And then if the market doesn't soften, flatten, correct, or crash, hopefully you'll have been socking away enough money you can still jump in and get the home that you want. As of spring 2021, average rent prices in Denver are about $2,300 for a 2-bedroom apartment and about $1,700 for a 1-bedroom apartment. So let's look at what you could own for similar costs for renting. It would be possible to transition from a 2-bedroom apartment to a townhome pretty seamlessly with these rent rates. With these numbers here, you'll see I've even accounted for HOA fees, which you wouldn't normally have as a renter, or they'd at least be rolled into your rent. And it would be entirely possible for a couple that were each renting a 1-bedroom apartment to come together and buy a $500,000 property. And they would have no change in their monthly outflow for housing. I repeat, you don't need 20% down to buy a house. 3% down with good credit, funds to cover your closing costs, and in the market we're in today, extra cash to handle the overbidding and the bidding wars is all you need to get a property. I want to see everyone build wealth, including generational wealth, and real estate is one of the key ways to do that. Look at these numbers for what real estate has done since the year 2000. They've doubled. Yep. Doubled just since 2000. And based on historical data, this trend upwards is going to continue, even if there is a softening, flattening, correction, or crash. Remember, we had that recession in 2008, and look where we are today. Home prices continue on an upward trajectory over time, just like the stock market goes upward over time. So for someone who were to buy a $500,000 property today, if we gave 5% appreciation annually, which is conservative in the market we've been in for the last 10 years, in 5 years, they would have $45,000 of their loan paid off, $140,000 in appreciation in the market, which is a potential total of over $175,000 in wealth you would not have if you were renting. So there are a lot of reasons to rent, a lot of valid reasons, a lot of good reasons, but if you don't have to, don't keep renting. Build your wealth, buy a property, jump in the market. And if you have any questions about Denver or the market, you know I'm happy to talk about both anytime. I can't wait to connect with you. Hey, I will see y'all next week.